Welcome back to Brazen Brits. My name is Lawrence.
And I'm Natalie.
And this week we're back for another collaboration. So after you've watched this, don't forget, check out the other channels below. Welcome back, Matt, who is now a regular on our collaborations. So this week we're talking about how we plan our travel and the places that we're going. It's more around locations than how we plan travel. So everyone travels very differently in the group, so I'm sure we're going to have different answers. But yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today.
And I guess it'll be mostly me talking about it, because do you have any idea where we're going next week?
It really makes me wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder.
So you're right, Natalie. I have no idea where we are next week. I pretty much find out on the Sunday morning on travel day.
Yep.
But I do know our basic plan,
Yes.
our route plan. I just don't know exactly which campground we're going to next.
Yep.
So let's just run over how we kind of plan our year from the beginning of the year, and then that dictates where we're going to go for that season. So the first thing is professional and family commitments.
Yes.
So I work full time, so I may have some professional commitments that I need to do. For example, if there's a conference in Nashville or something like that, then that's in the calendar, that's booked, I must do that.
Okay.
That is a must do. The other thing is family commitment. So we have a lot of family come out to Florida in our home base, where we have a home base in Crystal River, they typically come out at the end of the year over winter.
Yes.
Because the UK sucks in the winter. So they come out to Florida. That's typically between like August and May.
Yeah.
And so we plan everything around those. There's other things there as well. Maybe we have a wedding. Maybe we have to go back to the UK for whatever reason. So we have to plan that in amongst our...
That's number one priority.
Yeah, exactly. And that might be a case of, we have to go back to Florida and then we're going to fly to the UK. Or we could put the rig somewhere or find somewhere to look after the dogs, like in Virginia or something, and then we'll fly from there.
Yes.
But we have to bake that into our plans. So that's like the number one thing. The second thing is we have some YouTube commitments, perhaps.
Yeah.
We don't for 2024, but there may be something like maybe we want to go and see the NRVTA, which I desperately want to do at some point. We will get there. Maybe Switch It Up asked us to go to a huddle.
Yep.
And so we're going to go and help them out. Or maybe there's something else that we're going on. Maybe we want to film with Matt's RV reviews and he's in San Diego, something like that. So then we put those on if they're booked in time. Anything to add to that?
No.
Okay, then the next thing is our members, our Braziers. They suggest a lot of places. Maybe it's their hometown, maybe it's something really cool, maybe it's something they went to see and they're like, guys, you have to do this and do a video about it. So there's that. Then it goes on to subscriber suggestions. We have a ton of things. I just spat everywhere there.
Yes, thank you guys for emailing us and giving us all
thanks
the
to
top
everyone
tips.
for the
We love
suggestions.
it.
We keep a huge list of all these places to go.
And you
all
have a
around
spreadsheet
the
now
country.
that literally where you can fill in a form and tell us where to go, so that we have all that information.
I took it down off the website.
Why?
I will put it back on.
Okay.
I'll put it back on at some times. I need to recreate it, but there will be a thing on our website where you can suggest where we go. All right, and then someone's having a bit of a party in the background. Hopefully you can't hear that. All right, then the next thing is I like the weird and quirky places.
Yes.
So we try and do things that are a bit different. So I love movie locations. We go and see some stuff around that.
Yeah.
Or just some random places. We have some cool videos coming out on that.
We do.
That we've just been to. And then obviously it's the main places, the popular attractions, like, Acadia National Parks, mainly the national parks and things like that. But camera nearly fell over.
I can hold it.
And then, so obviously they're not that high on our list. They're things that we really want to see.
Yeah, just to say we have, but they're not priority for us.
They're not huge, believe it or not, it's not way up on our list. And then, can I take over this little bit for you?
What is it? Yeah, you can go for it.
It's around the RV park. So just to go over what we have, by this point we have a whole plan of around the year or the season or whatever of where we need to be in what places. Now it's just a case of filling in the gaps.
Yeah.
And that's where we normally find the weird and quirky places or things that we want to go see that maybe other people don't know about, or the suggestions from our subscribers.
Yeah.
So now it's a case of just filling in the gaps with RV parks and things. So we've talked about this before, we have a whole video on this, but just really quickly, the four main things we look for with RV parks. One of them is breed restrictions. We have OP as a Doberman. Some parks do not allow Dobermans. That's number one. Number 2 is internet connectivity.
Very
We
important
obviously
when
do
you work.
YouTube, we do a lot of social media stuff. I work full time, so internet connectivity, we must have good internet.
Yes.
And this isn't just like it's okay internet, it must be good internet. So that really dictates a lot of places. We can't go to, you know, national parks is a no-go.
Nope.
Can't stay in national parks. A lot of state parks don't have a good internet.
Yep.
So it's, you know, that's a key thing. Price is a big factor for us this year. We're trying to cut down our costs for RV parks especially.
And up here in the east is very expensive.
Yes.
We didn't know that.
Yes, the northeast has. We're panicking a bit now because we're way over budget already. One thing we don't like to do is we don't like to restrict our travel. So when it comes down to price, it's RV parks rather than travel. Like gas, yes, diesel is a factor, but that's the whole reason how we're able to travel. So RV parks, the price gets cut before we decide where not to travel.
Yeah.
And a good point on that as well is the facilities. Neither Natalie and I.
We don't need any of them. We don't need the restrooms. We don't need a swimming pool. We need laundry, but it's not essential. We can go to a laundromat.
Yeah.
So yeah, none of that's essential for us.
We don't need pickleball.
Courts.
No, it's nice to have those things, but yeah. So by that point, we then have a pretty good idea on exactly where we're going to be during that time.
Yes.
If there is hardly any of that stuff there, for example, the family and work commitments. For example, this year we just wanted to do Maine.
Yeah.
We knew we didn't have that much time in between family commitments. We have family out at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year.
Yep.
So we had a whole free summer. We really didn't have any commitments, no work commitments, nothing. And so I said, well, hey, that gives us like 6 or 7 months just to go straight up to Maine.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've done. That's how we picked Maine. We just went straight up, and now we're going to really slowly head back to Florida for the winter.
Reluctantly.
I love Florida. Natalie doesn't. All right. Well, we hope that was helpful.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we plan it. If there's any other suggestions or things you think we could do better or a better way of doing it, then please let us know. But that's typically how we think about it and how we.
We're not spontaneous. I know some of the other collaboration people on here are going to be like, "Oh, we just make it up and go the next day somewhere else." We absolutely cannot do that with the dogs.
If we didn't have dogs, jobs, commitments, YouTube channels,
then maybe
things like
we
that,
could make it up.
It would be fantastic to do it, and we will do that one
day. Yeah.
But anyway, that's why it's interesting as part of our collaboration, because others do think of it completely differently.
They do.
They don't have the same commitments as we do. So I'm really interested in checking those guys out. Especially, I mean, like Jerry and Teresa. Teresa hasn't quite retired, but she's a teacher, so they have she has work commitments. But I know Patrick and Paddy, they're both teachers, so they have the whole summer off.
Yeah.
And so they get to choose some really cool things. Anyway, so I'm very, very interested on all of that stuff. So now that you've watched this video, we thank you for watching. Go and check out all the videos below. We're all posting at the same time, same subject everywhere.
So Lawrence will do the little playlisty thing.
I'll do the playlist as well, so yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit thanks because Natalie loves it, and if you'd like to hit the join button and become a Braziere and become a channel member and support me and Natalie, we'd love you to do that. Thank you to everyone who has already done that. Your names are listed below. Alright, we will see you on Sunday at 12 for our regular video, if not, next month for our next collaboration.